Tonight, we delve into the shadowy lineage of one of the infernal hierarchy's most enigmatic figures, a king of hell whose very name began as a concept of utter meaninglessness. We're talking about Belial. My fascination with tracing these supernatural bloodlines often uncovers transformations so profound. They redefine what we think we know about evil. And Belial's journey from a philosophical idea to a literal demon king is perhaps one of the most surprising. His earliest known appearance isn't in a grimoire or a terrifying encounter, but in the ancient Hebrew language itself. The term Belial meant without worth or worthlessness. It wasn't a demon, it was a descriptor. In the Old Testament, sons of Belial referred to worthless, reckless, immoral individuals, those who had no master, no moral compass. They were the lawless, the atheists, the ones who actively went against the grain of divine order. This initial understanding paints a picture of societal anxieties, a collective label for those who embodied moral decay. I find a certain elegance in how ancient cultures encapsulated such profound human flaws into a single, potent term. It speaks volumes about their values and fears. But then, something shifted. The abstract concept began to coalesce, to personify. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, a collection of ancient Jewish manuscripts, Belial emerges as a distinct entity. He is no longer just a term, but the angel of darkness, the malevolent leader of the sons of darkness. He's identified as the king of evil, or the prince of darkness, dedicated to destruction, bringing guilt and wickedness. Here, we see him actively influencing Egyptian sorcerers against Moses and tempting humanity with his three nets: fornication, wealth, and the pollution of the sanctuary. This transformation, from a descriptor of human failing to an active demonic adversary, is a critical point in his evolution. Later, in apocryphal and early Christian writings, this personification deepened further. He's identified as a demon of confusion and lust, sometimes even paradoxically credited as Lucifer's father, or the first Satan expelled from heaven, effectively making him the true ruler of earth. It's a fascinating reflection of how theological and political turmoil can necessitate a clear, active adversary figure, a focal point for all that is opposed to divine will. The constant thread, however, remains his association with lawlessness, deceit, and profound opposition. By the medieval and Renaissance periods, the concept of Belial had solidified into a specific, powerful entity within demonological texts like the Ars Goetia. Here, he is the 68th spirit, a mighty and powerful king of hell, said to have been created immediately after Lucifer himself. He commands 80 legions of demons and 50 legions of spirits, a truly formidable force. His appearance is described as a beautiful angel, sitting in a chariot of fire, speaking with a comely voice. But his soul, we are told, is hideous and vile. This is where the ancient concept of worthlessness and deceit truly manifests in a physical form. He now requires offerings and sacrifices to give true answers, and even then, he must be constrained by divine power to prevent his inherent treachery. This era also gives us the legendary account of King Solomon imprisoning Belial in a brass vessel, a testament to his immense power and the need for divine intervention to contain him. And chillingly, historical figures like the 15th century noble Gilles de Rais reportedly attempted to invoke Belial, using the bodies of hundreds of his victims as sacrifices. It speaks to humanity's enduring desire to categorize, control, and even harness what they perceive as evil. Fast forward to our contemporary landscape, and Belial has continued to evolve, adapting to modern fears and technological anxieties. In popular culture, from video games like Devil May Cry to comic books, he retains his core characteristics of deception, manipulation, and immense power. But his manifestations gain new dimensions, wielding a Stygian staff in combat, destroying entire regions with hellfire. His ancient ability to distribute senatorships and favors now resonates with political corruption and corporate malfeasance. His comely voice could be adapted to digital manipulation, spreading misinformation online, or influencing through persuasive, yet utterly false, rhetoric. His hunting grounds shift from ancient temples to urban political arenas, corporate boardrooms, or the shadowy corners of the dark web. It's a compelling testament to how these ancient archetypes of evil find new ways to exploit human vulnerabilities in an ever-changing world. The underlying worthlessness, the inherent lawlessness, remains constant, simply finding new vessels for its expression. Belial's enduring significance across human cultures is a powerful lesson. His evolution, from a philosophical term for moral decay to a personified archdemon, teaches us about humanity's evolving understanding of evil, temptation, and the constant struggle for moral integrity. The worthlessness in his name isn't a lack of power, but a profound lack of inherent good, a void that seduces and corrupts. It's a stark reminder that while the forms of evil may change, its fundamental nature and our need to understand it remains a constant across millennia. That's all for today's investigation into the shadows. If you want to dive deeper into the dark archives, make sure to subscribe to the HistoT YouTube channel. Remember, knowledge is our best defense against the darkness, and I'll see you in the next archive. Stay vigilant.